Well, this is the fourth coat. This is the next morning, Wednesday morning. And I believe I'm going to live with that. I like it. It could probably use a couple more coats, but what I'm going to do is use this. And whenever it gets dinged and scratched up, I'll hit it with a sander and put a couple coats on. And yes, I have a spoiled boy. Got the heater blowing on him, all covered up on his special boy pillow. I don't care. I love my dog. All right, I got my vise out. I'm going to mount that vise. That's Jim's old vise that came from when Jim passed away. Okay. I don't know if you can see it from here. Yeah. That shed right there, that used to be Jim's shop. Jim was Bev's husband, and he was hit head on by an 18-wheeler, by a frac tech truck, by a texting truck driver, killed him instantly. And that guy is living a happy life today as a used car salesman over in Shreveport. Got a Facebook page and everything. Anyway, enough about that. But I took Jim's vise and brought it to my shop in Louisiana and put it on my bench. And now I'm fixing to put his vise, he's back home, right here in the corner here. And I'm gonna do that right now. Well, I'm getting there, but I kind of misjudged that back bolt, and I had to come up under here with my wood chisel and chisel a little bit out of that leg so I get the washers on. The other two go straight down into a 2x4, and as soon as I get this one tightened up, I'm going to tighten these two up, and we're done with that. I mounted it where I really wanted to catch the 2x4s. I got a double 2x4 in the front and single 2x4 going this way, so I measured under here to the edge of it, and then I moved my hole in about 5/8 of an inch. So I can operate it this way, and if I move it, if I have to use it sideways, I can operate it this way. So, good enough. All right, that's Jim's vise. That's where it'll stay till I'm dead, because I'm done moving. And now I have one, two, three. I'm going to keep that. So this one, 4. I have 4 vices. Then I'm going to, well, actually, I might keep that one. One or the other, either this one or the red one I'm going to keep, because this is probably going to be out of here, and I'm going to build a smaller sitting shelf, and I'm going to put my chainsaw sharpening grinder here, and this is probably where I'll work on chainsaws and stuff like that. So I'll have 3 vices, and I'm getting rid of this cart here. I've got it on let go right now. And I keep having people say, is this still for sale? And then you answer them, and then they don't reply. Well, if it's on there, it's still for sale. I don't understand why people, that's all they want to ask you, if it's still for sale. And then they put it in their favorites. I'm asking $25 for the cart and those 2 vices. You'd think people would snatch it up, but anyway, I'm going to add a 3rd vice to it. I'll eventually sell them. I'm not in a hurry. And the reason I'm getting rid of it, because I have another roll-around toolbox that I'm going to be moving in here. I have it in my knife shop. And where that toolbox is, I'm getting a longer bench, and I'm going to move my Kydex oven and my Kydex press on that bench. So I have a plan. It's all slowly coming together. And I will eventually get back in my knife shop. It's just, right now, I'm trying to get this all fixed up and done. Okay, so what do I do next? Do I paint that now? I think I will. God, I hate painting. But there's no avoiding it. Let me get to it. And then when I'm done with the first coat, I'll turn all my power off and go to working on that box there, the light box, the electricity. Well, I have spent the morning talking to my friend Rick Wallace Knives, and I haven't painted, and by God, I'm just not going to paint today. I'm getting my shop set up, I'm getting tools put up, I got all my wrenches hung on the wall. I got that toolbox there completely empty. I will not need it, and I'm going to sell it along with the other two stuff. And I got more than enough room in that box there for everything I have. So it's going to be kind of a sad day. I've had this as long as I've been married. That's how long ago I bought that. 30 years ago, when my wife and I got married and moved into a little tiny trailer up on Benton Road in Bossier, north of Bossier, between Benton, Louisiana and Bossier City. And anyway, that's when I bought that 30 years ago. And I'm probably going to ask, well, I don't know. I don't even have any idea what a toolbox is worth nowadays. It's in great shape. Everything works. And I don't know, maybe 125. That sounds about right, huh? For a good toolbox. And then another 25 for that, 150 for everything. And that will give me enough to buy all the lights I need. Yes. Okay, back to work. I got more stuff I'm gonna hang up. I like having everything right there where I'm working. Now I have Torx. That I use Torx all the time when you're working on small engines. You use these Torx all the time. So I'm gonna put them somewhere up here handy. And there's my carburetor adjusting tools and my feeler gauges. All the stuff will go out here where I use it frequently. And throwing stuff away too. Some stuff I just don't need. But I'm getting there. It's not noticeable, you know, the little things I'm doing, but I'm getting it set up. And I will paint this before I start setting stuff on it. And I may not get to that today too. You know, who's gonna fire me? Well, I got it completely empty. Vacuumed out the drawers because I had 30 years of schmutz in it. And I wiped it out and I wiped the dust off of it. And the more I think about it, the more I feel bad about wanting to sell it. I'll tell you why. When my wife and I first got married, man, we were poor. I mean, ramen noodle and hot dogs poor. I was paying a lot of child support, and I hardly had enough left over to live. I'm not complaining, don't worry, I'm not complaining. And I paid child support for, about 19 years. And the only thing that bothers me is all that time my ex-wife told my kids that I wouldn't pay child support and I was a deadbeat. And I actually had to print off all my child support payments and give them to my youngest son before he would believe me. And yeah, that's the only thing that ever bothered me is that she told them kids, well, I don't want to get into that. I'll move on. There's nothing more that can be said about it. It's water under the bridge. You have to move on. You have to have a life. And you have to find a way to be happy. So, getting back to the toolbox. My wife bought me this toolbox back when we were very, very poor. Ramen noodle poor. Living in a very, very old 12-foot wide by 60-foot mobile home, which was hers when I met her. So, yeah, I married into wealth. And, you know, we were poor, but we were very happy. And over the years, the amount of pleasure I've gotten from the tools that I've kept inside this toolbox. And I tell you, if it wasn't for my wife working her butt off right along with me all those years, I wouldn't have anything. I certainly wouldn't have that back there or any of this. And I almost cannot bring myself to get rid of this toolbox. 30 years is a long time to have something and it still be in this good a shape. That's stack on, by the way, not snap on. Can you believe this? It is in this good a shape. I don't know what I will do with it, but I think I could probably get maybe 150 out of it, 175. Is it worth getting rid of something that has brought me that much joy and pleasure over the years? And the fact that my wife got it for me back when we certainly couldn't afford anything like this. I don't think so. I think I'm going to find a place in my shop trailer for it. I do have some tools that I keep over there, and I took that toolbox off my truck. Let me see if I can point it out to you. Okay, see the front of my truck? On the ground, right in front of that truck, is the toolbox that I took off of it. And I have a bunch of tools in that toolbox. I call them my it's okay to steal them tools, because I never locked my toolbox all these years. And never had nothing stolen either. Isn't that weird? So I might move it over underneath that carport and put all those toolbox tools in that, and then get rid of that toolbox, because I'm never going to have another toolbox on my truck. I think I'll do that. Yep, I'm talking myself into it. I'm keeping it. That means too much to me. It's more than just a toolbox. It's 30 years of struggle and work and hard times and good times and all happy times. Alrighty, moving on now. Back to setting up my shop. Well, this is it for a little while. It's supposed to get some rain tomorrow. I'm not sure what we got to do tomorrow. But anyway, this is what I got. I am going to keep that. What I'm going to do is cut the legs off and lower it. And it'll be just right. Because it's got drawers. And that last piece of oak I got up there, plywood, I'll make a shelf over it. And I'll bolt my chainsaw sharpening thing down to it. Okay, this has been, I started off, I put this off for a whole year, dreading this, absolutely dreading it. And a little bit at a time, as I set my knife shop up, I got a little bit more out of here and made a little room. I sold a truck that was in here, got rid of a bunch of stuff. And suddenly it didn't look as impossible. And when I got started, I still hate painting, but I'm glad I went ahead and painted. I have to paint that. I still have not done the electricity. I'll get to that. I will do the ceiling, but I'm saying I'm about 70% finished with this. The hardest part of this is done. And now I can actually get in here and do stuff. I'm sitting on the gator, and I need to get this in there and change the oil. I've got 25 hours on it, and you're supposed to change the break-in oil at 10. I'm a little past due. And then I got 2 riding lawnmowers I got to change the oil on and grease, put new filters on, and put new blades on. So I guess I'll upload this, and I won't bore you with any more of my garage to shop conversion videos. But when I get to the ceiling, I'll record that. That's going to be kind of interesting. And that will be the finish of the shop. So, thanks for watching, y'all. The next video you see will be me in here doing something. Maybe the oil. I don't know yet. See ya. I'm on Bib's scooter. This dog, he just loves to ride. He doesn't care what it's on. I've never rode her scooter. Boy, this thing, I got it turned down. It will go really fast. He likes to ride.